And we need time for ourselves, because even that, like, it could have been prevented. And I mean, I'm grateful that it happened because I learned so much.
Yeah, exactly. How many of you here who would like to make a change?
Hi, my name is Nereyda.
Is that? Hello, I welcome Nereyda in the house.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah, we are in Speaking Gym show. So, hi dear friends, hope you are doing great, and it's a sudden live video, but at the same time we did it last week, and we have Nereyda in the house because she's just read the poem. If you notice that we went live before, and it was a beautiful poem, and you read too, but we only went live one. But the topic today is going to be about how can you be you, so you can be really confident in the authentic way. So we call it like authentic confidence, or we call it like congruent being you, and it is a part of the 7 C's of Siskinji. So I heard a little bit about your story, and you probably can see how she like how natural and free she is, and not on the outside, but because of inside. So can you share how did you be free, and then you can be you and be nature, be you and be confident.
Okay, long story short version. I have, I guess, a short version. But it basically started because I was depressed for a long time, and the way that it basically started was asking myself, like, what do I want to do? So whenever I was feeling uncomfortable, whenever I was feeling unhappy, or whenever I was trying to please other people, whenever I was afraid to be myself, the way that I got out of that was asking myself, like, what do I want to do? You know, so for example, like, let's say, hanging out with like a new group of people, you know, and of course, like when we hang out with people, like we're so afraid, like new people, like what are they gonna think of us? Should I drink? Should I not drink? Should I smoke? Maybe I'll smoke because I want to look cool, you know. So in those times, we kind of lose ourselves because we're trying to fit in.
Yep.
So in those times, when I would want to do something to try to fit in, when I became aware of like I'm not being myself, the question that I would ask myself would be, what do I want to do?
Oh.
And then it would be like, actually no, I do not want to smoke that cigarette. And I would say no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. So you mentioned on the part like trying to be cool, but not be right of being you, and try to please people in the temporary moment.
Yeah.
But in the long run, you look back and you say, no, it's not good. So how did you have that kind of realization of asking yourself that question, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we try to, or not we try to, but we tend to run on the treadmill, and we don't realize that we're running.
Yeah,
And we don't
so
realize that
true.
we keep running and keep the same routines. Oh,
Yes.
not even look at that. So, so how did you have that kind of realization? Okay, hold on a minute and take a step back and ask.
Well, actually, I hit rock bottom. So I hit rock bottom, and it came to the point where I was losing my friends.
Okay.
My family stopped talking to me, and then I was in this really heavy, not good relationship, and I almost got married, and I just hit rock bottom, and I was becoming depressed. So when I hit rock bottom, when I started to feel that I was not happy anymore, because I'm a happy person, you know, like I'm not going, like when I realized that I wasn't doing that anymore, it became this thing of like, what's going on? Like, because I think also for you to find yourself, you have to ask yourself questions. Like what's going on with me? Why am I not happy right now? Why am I losing my friends? Why are my parents not talking to me? You know, so you ask yourself these questions, and then it's like, oh, like, hold on, like, I'm not being myself.
So basically, the habit here is to actually reflect and ask yourself.
Right.
So it's not like you don't need to wait until you had the it's like, okay, so maybe how can I actually do that?
Yes.
So to be like an area to get to the rock.
You don't have to hit rock bottom. You do not Because something that I realized afterwards is that I knew, this is why I'm so big on like the whispers in my heart.
Okay.
Because there was a whisper in my heart before I got into this relationship of like, do not go into it. Do not step into it. But I decided not to listen.
Okay.
So it's like you have to be aware of like your feelings and in every situation, like when you meet people, when you get yourself into events, like just be aware of how you feel.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And actually, Oprah is the TV host show, right? Also talking about the whisper of the universe or whatever you call. It's like it comes when you want to do something, and it doesn't come like in a way that we can recognize so clearly.
Yeah,
if we don't pay attention.
Yeah.
So it basically is like something like that, and then if we just ignore that. It sometimes come back, but it's not like not like in front of us. So that's why if we reflect and we have the habit of asking ourselves and listen to that.
And we need time for ourselves, because even that, like, it could have been prevented. And I mean, I'm grateful that it happened because I learned so much.
Yeah, exactly.
I learned so much from that experience. But even then, like, to take time to just be alone and to listen to those whispers. Because I think sometimes, like, there's these feelings that we get that tell us what to do, and sometimes we're afraid to listen to that, or we're insecure or whatever, and we'll try to do anything to not listen to that.
So maybe that is a really good point to distinguish between the whisper from our best self and the whisper, or let's say the little voice of the fear.
That little,
so it's like, hey, you're not good. Hey, you're not ready yet.
And that's actually, from experience, I think this is what it is. Because I'm still learning every day, But the whisper from your soul, from your best self, like, it's just really short and quick and soft. Like, it doesn't come with an explanation, it doesn't come with a why, it doesn't come with all these stories and thoughts. It's just like a boom, like, do it or don't do it. So in that moment, when, like, going back to that example of, like, hanging out with our friends, somebody says, hey, do you want to smoke? Like, you'll think, like, if you really just think about it, like, do I really want to smoke? No, I don't. But then if it's because you're trying to, like, please others, it's like, well, yes, because what if I say no, they're going to say this, and if I say no, they're going to probably think about this, and who am I if I say no? Like, all of that is the fear. Yeah, and that instant no is
So, it's kind of like the timeline aspect that comes right away when somebody asks something or you receive an email, right? But if we're talking about the aspect of the meaning, so the whisper is to actually help us to do something more courageous and more difficult and grow us. Maybe the fear is to make us feel comfortable. Right?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, to make us feel like, okay, and doesn't make a big change or doesn't need to do something that we feel odd. But so in your case, like if you don't go with your friend, maybe you feel like, so what
like all these
say, be judged. But then, so normally the difficult choice comes with the whisper, I guess, because it's making it better.
And it's hard because it's hard to listen to yourself because we're so worried about what people think.
Yeah, that's
like, so when we listen or when we don't do that, or when we decide to do it, it's hard.
Yeah.
Because we're trusting on ourselves.
Yeah, which is only one person, but then, So, with that, I believe that that is a short sharing today about reflecting and sometimes at the end of the day, ask yourself what do you matter to you and what do you want. And it doesn't need to wait until you
hit rock bottom.
And then if we consistently asking yourself, reflecting upon yourself and understanding your thoughts, your behaviors and your desire, your whispers, then you will not depend or be fall out because of anything happen. And it will be you. It will be
self-reflection.
Yeah. Your self-reflection. After today's video, self-reflection. And with that, thank you and see you.
Bye.